Hey, let's talk about this idea of doing things alone. Uh, I'm watching the levels and I hope the wind isn't too bad. Bad. Check. 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 So, I'm gonna take my AirPods out and become aware of the fact that I'm in public. Like, it's such a weird feeling, but I'm starting to get used to it. This is the same day, by the way, same day as the video that I just recorded talking about my experience growing up in Hawaii. Well, today I wanted to talk about, or not today, but now in this video, I want to talk about this idea of doing stuff alone. Like, I actually really think that doing things alone can be so good for you, you know? Yeah, so again, got my book. Yeah, okay. So, like I said, there's a lot of growth to be had in doing things alone, doing stuff out of your comfort zone, and there's a number of reasons why. And I think it's, honestly, some people miss out on it, or like, at least I did. Like, if I didn't have anybody to do stuff with, I wouldn't go outside, or like I wouldn't do some things, and it's actually, it's a different experience alone, if that makes sense. The wind is pretty bad, huh? I'm debating whether or not to get the windshield for the mic. But not majority, but for young people growing up, we're never really alone. Like, unless you had a bad childhood and like your parents abandoned you. But for the most part, making choices, we never really had the opportunity to like experiment, kind of. You're always like following along with what the parent wants to do, right? Because the parent knows better. And once you break out of high school, or like once you start to become more independent, I think that's when it's important for you to try doing things alone and making those tough decisions, or just like any choices at all. You can, you like, you know, it's just different being alone. Yeah, and any negative experience you have alone, you don't have anybody to like come to right after, like to reassure yourself, right? And that's where it gets tricky, because our ego comes in. Like, imagine somebody gives me an insult. I could think like, oh, my ego could try to protect me and try to like make rationalizations like, oh, hey, yeah, they were wrong, I'm so much better than them, they're ugly, or, you know, like this idea of like a counterattack, if that makes sense. And it's kind of funny, like, you kind of want to take a step back, or at least I think it's helpful to take a step back and actually take their insult and just think about where that's coming from and why they felt the need to say it. And then most of the time you realize like, oh, they're just in a bad headspace, or like, oh, that's not true because I know I'm blah blah blah. It's like this is where self-love comes in. Like, if you have a good relationship with yourself, you're not afraid of those types of things, like negative experiences. Those negative experiences turn into something positive. You start to like really grow from them, and we only really grow when we go through some like tough shit, you know. Yeah, okay. So a reason why going out and doing something fun alone for me is helpful is because, again, like I said, there's the choices. Like, you don't have anyone to ask or to confer, like, oh, should I park over there, or like, should I go up on this hill, or should I sit on that bench? Like, no one's here with you, and in doing so there's so much more freedom, and it's more scary, but it's you know, I think it's actually really cool. It's kind of weird. It's such a simple subject, you know, like doing things alone, great. But I don't know. I'm gonna look back at this in the future when I'm bored. Maybe a year from now, maybe a month from now, maybe tomorrow. And I think it's interesting. These videos, by the way, they're gonna be so shit until I get better at talking, especially in public. There's like people walking behind me. I could talk about anything right now because there's so much natural stimulus. Like, I feel like being online and being on technology, we've gotten so used to this like instant gratification, like always feeling, always trying to get those points, or like, you know, the red likes on Instagram or whatever. But now it's like I've taken a step back from that, and now I'm starting to realize stimulating the how stimulating the actual world is around you. Like thinking about the birds around me, like the people, the sound of the water, the cars. Like there's a lot to be stimulated by. And imagine getting to a point where this doesn't even matter to you. Like being outside doesn't even matter. You just want to get back on your device. Like that's crazy. And I don't blame people who are like that. We're going on a huge tangent, but yeah, I think doing things alone also gets you to like appreciate the world around you a little bit more. More of that on games. Like I guess you could say like, oh, playing games alone is nice, but yeah. And of course, there's a social aspect to it. Like if you do everything you do alone, it can get lonely, you know, like obviously, and too much of anything is bad. So maybe like every now and then, go to the beach alone, or if you don't have a beach, go. I don't know. I want to advocate for skateboarding. I want to make a video about that, like the idea of the philosophy, not philosophy, but like the way that the skateboarders think is actually really interesting. Because if you think about it, skateboarders are probably the most stubborn, both the most stubborn people and the most hardworking, but at the same time they could also obviously be like into the bad habits and have like this need for like validation. And I'm not saying a need for validation is bad, but skateboarding can be very egotistical, you know, like your style is important and how you look when you skate. And I feel like some skaters could take that too far, and like it's no longer like hard work for themselves or improving of themselves, you know, like the reward for them to get the trick, but more of what other people will think of them. And it used to be like that for a while too with parkour. Like I would film parkour videos and I would deny it, like in my head, like, oh, this is just for me for the future. But a good part of it was just like, how did this look on camera and how many likes did I get? You know, like I don't even blame my past self either. So yeah. So first point, you learn to make decisions and you learn from them. What? Yeah, you learn to make decisions, and I think the most important aspect is reflecting after, like just thinking about what happened, because, you know, like it's easy to get mindless with anything. And in the decision, like in your experiences, I think what can happen is our ego will protect us and we'll just mark it off as, oh, that's done, there's nothing else to think about. But I think it's really healthy to think about different perspectives on it, you know, like the perspective of someone doing that to you, like where they were at, and, you know, like thinking about what happened, you know, like the other factors, because it's not as simple as our brains can make it seem. Yeah. Too much of anything can be bad, so pick a balance. I think you can make some pretty awesome memories by yourself, especially if you document and reflect back on them. Huge. I'm probably gonna swim a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to someone. It's funny though. Like I'm trying to train. Well, I'm training two different things. I'm training talking in front of the camera in public, and talking to people, and just like both of those things go hand in hand. It's actually really cool, because as I talk in public, like it's a conversation starter. Like, oh, are you filming something? Or like, you know, it's kind of funny because, yeah, because they go hand in hand so much. And I was thinking about playing the piano song thing here, because I think I could do better, but it's so scary, bro, like being out in public. And make sure it's still good, like singing in public, and like I don't think I'm bad at singing. Like I don't think the song is bad, and that's why I want to share it with like you guys and journal it in a way so I can look back on it. But it's definitely easier to sing in public when you're with someone else that's doing that. Then it's like an activity. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'm thinking about it. I think I'm just gonna set it up and do it. Just do it. Yeah. Originally, I had my. I know we're going like on a huge tangent, but I'm just reflecting, I guess. Originally, I had my shirt off, and I was thinking about if I really needed it off, like, cause it's pretty hot, or like it can be, but now it's pretty cool. Yeah, but I don't know. So that's why I have my shirt on now. I found it in the back of my car. It's so random. Because my current shirt, I was skateboarding for like, what time is it? For like a good hour, 2 hours. Oh, by the way, I just got a notification on my phone from Amazon. The lavalier mics, like if you've seen like the YouTuber mics, that just came in. So I'm really excited about that. Like to get some shots of me actually far away, and like maybe I could get somebody to record me, like someone who's good with cameras. And then we could do pranks or just like social interactions, just like spreading positivity. I think that'd be really cool. Like I could like talk while I skateboard or something, and then someone could record me. Like that'd be really cool. Just thinking about it in the future. But for now, I've got like a boom mic, and it's not bad. I don't think it is. It's not bad at all. Whew. I'm curious how many interesting looks we got, because I don't know. I guess that's like the ego side of me, huh? Wanting to know what people think. And I think our ego, again, another tangent, but I don't really care. I think our ego, it's such a bad thing, but at the same time, it's so harmful. It protects us, and our awareness that we get, especially like throughout puberty, you know, when you start to get angsty and like you start to shell up, kind of. I feel like a lot of people went through that. It's because of this new profound awareness of other people thinking of you, like this awareness of yourself, you know, like you're separate. It's you have yourself and then the world outside. If that makes sense. I don't know if this is making any sense. I keep looking behind me because I can't tell if somebody's like eavesdropping or fucking, I don't know. I'm not too far from the sidewalk, but I'm far enough to the point where I could probably sing and I wouldn't be too, I don't know, I think I'm gonna get loud. I think I'm gonna freaking scream because I love this song so much. It's actually so fulfilling to be able to figure it out, like figure out the notes, because I made up the notes. I'm sure some of them don't make sense. Like some of them aren't perfect, but it sounds good and I like it. And I'm gonna sing it for you. Or at least try. So this time I'm actually gonna have the lyrics up and I'm listening to the song at the same time, but I'll have the lyrics up and we'll see. And the funny, my mindset is like, I'm just gonna release it and see what happens, you know? It's just like, it's almost just like a full send thing, and I'm not sure if it's from parkour, but I've always been like willing to just take a risk and just do it, you know? So I think that too can be helpful. Like when you're alone, it's the risk that you take when you're alone that you can really realize, like not realize, but that you can really learn more about yourself. Because a lot of people, or at least I know it's common for people to want to impress their friends, or they'll take certain risks when they're with their friends but not when they're alone. Like you start to really learn more about yourself when you're alone, and the risks you take, you know, like talking in public or fucking I don't know. I don't know. And it's like a level of discipline too. Like no one is holding you accountable, you know? Right. So right now the camera's on the piano, so I'm gonna move it. Oh. Wow. Look at that. Dude. I put on the little windscreen thing. Dude, that's sick. Nice. You can't even hear the wind. I do think I need to move you closer though. Check, check. Good. Huh. More like this. No kisses, but I'll tell you what I want is. What you want is. When dancing. Tonight. Check, 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 check. Nice. Okay. Alright. Not too discreet. Too well. Deep breath. Deep breath. We're just gonna jam out to this, vibe out to it. Okay. I really hope this doesn't take multiple takes. Because it's not at a point where it's perfected, but it's, you know, it's not bad. It's playable and it's definitely listenable. So we'll see. I don't know. At the end of the day, it's for me. I'm trying to convince myself like this is for me at the end of the day. So I'm just gonna try to document some awesome memories and like have fun by myself. You know, like build self-love and all that corny stuff. No, I'm not too discreet. Walking around, heart on my sleeve. So you say you love me, but not the way I need. Things are supposed to what I want to be. God damn it. I don't know the lyrics enough. No, you know, I'm not too discreet. Walking around, heart on my sleeve. So you say you love me, but not the way I need. Things are so close to what I want to be. Known you so long, and maybe too well. All of the boys you kiss and tell, though I'll never be them. See, I'm just a good friend. It's not quite this, I don't want this to end. Oh, she wants me to be loved. Oh, she really, really does. Oh, I can't stop feeling I want her love, but all my dreaming is not enough. In the morning the sun will rise, and I'll wake up and she won't be mine. Wants me to be loved. Oh, she really, really does. Let's take a walk down by the beach. It's warm on the sand. We'll save space for Jesus. I'll pick the flowers while you count the hours till you can go home and watch drama TV. I'll say it now, no turning back. Time after time, my odds are stacked, so I'll say it. Well, you wish I didn't. Please, I'ma be different from me. Oh, she wants me to be loved. Oh, she really, really does. Oh, I can't stop feeling I want her love, but all my dreaming is not enough. So in the morning the sun will rise, and I'll wake up and she won't be mine. This is the farthest I've ever gotten. Dude, we're getting there. Fuck. One day you'll love me before we grow old. All of your wishes to have and to hold. I'll do your dishes and ask for no kisses. So I'll tell you what I want if you tell me what you want is. Quit moving, quit dancing. Why can't you love me here tonight? I won't stop feeling I want her love, but all my dreaming is not enough. So in the morning the sun will rise, and I'll wake up and she won't be mine. I can't stop feeling I want her love, but all my dreaming is not enough. So in the morning the sun will rise, and I'll wake up and she won't be. Oh, she wants me to be loved. Oh, she really, really does. she wants me to be loved. And she really, really does. That's it, dude. Oh, fuck. That was pretty good. That wasn't bad. It's kind of dark. My bad. Ugh. 8 minutes. I mean, the song is 3 minutes, so it took me 765. It took me 5 minutes to get ready, but not bad, right? I don't know. We'll see. Fuck. God. That was fun, dude. You should have seen. Okay, look. I'll just tell you, and then I'll put something over this. But dude, as the like beat dropped, they're like in the main chorus part. There was a bunch of birds, and they all flew away, and it was so beautiful. I wish you could see it. It's like here, look. There was birds right here, and like a whole flock of them, and they all just flew away. Right when I started singing, it was really cool. I liked it. Okay, good, great, amazing.